Discover the fascinating story behind the rarest and most valuable top 6 French coins, treasured by collectors worldwide. In this video, we'll uncover their rich history, unique designs, and incredible value, with some worth millions. Stay tuned as we reveal these remarkable coins and what makes them truly priceless. Top 6. The 10 centimes coin from France, dated 1999, is a fascinating piece of history hiding in plain sight. At first glance, it seems like any other small coin, but its story reveals a journey of rarity, art, and immense value. In 1999, France stood on the edge of monumental change. It was the final year before the euro would officially replace the franc and centimes, marking the end of an era in French coinage. The coins minted during this year carried the weight of that moment. They were not only currency but also symbols of France's cultural identity, soon to become relics of a passing time. On the obverse, the coin features Marianne, the enduring symbol of liberty and the French Republic, her profile graceful yet resolute, her hair flowing like a banner of freedom. The design, a timeless representation of French ideals, was chosen to evoke pride and reflection during a year filled with both anticipation and nostalgia. Every detail of the engraving spoke of tradition and change intertwined. The coin was minted in aluminum bronze, its golden sheen designed to endure daily use yet still carry a quiet elegance that caught the eye of those who looked closer. Millions of 10 centimes coins were struck in 1999 to meet the demands of circulation before the euro took over, but among them were a handful of pieces that would become legendary. Within that vast production run, a small number of coins showed remarkable differences: sharper reliefs in Marianne's features, unusual lettering, or even tiny edge variations unnoticed by most. These exceptional examples are believed to have come from proof strikes, experimental dies, or unintended mint errors, their rarity hidden until keen collectors began to uncover them. The transition to the euro saw billions of francs and centimes withdrawn and destroyed, making the few 1999 coins that survived in pristine condition all the more extraordinary. Some collectors stumbled upon these rare coins in forgotten drawers, hidden away in old purses, or even among ordinary pocket change, unaware at first of their significance. Marianne, featured on the coin, became even more cherished in that context, no longer just a national icon but a farewell to a currency that had served France for centuries. Historians and numismatists began to catalogue every detail, noting minute differences in strike quality, surface texture, and alignment, each coin telling its own piece of a larger story. Auction houses started listing the rarest 1999 10 centimes alongside France's most prestigious collectibles, with bidding intensifying each year as word of its rarity spread. Collectors from around the world began seeking out these coins, drawn by the chance to own a piece of history frozen in the final chapter of the French franc. Even today, discoveries continue to surface, coins found unexpectedly that reignite excitement and prove that history can hide treasures where no one expects them. The 1999 10 centimes Marianne came to embody the idea that the most unassuming objects can hold extraordinary meaning and immeasurable value, uniting art, history, and human emotion. That legacy reached its pinnacle when one immaculate specimen of the 1999 10 centimes Marianne sold at auction for an astounding $3.67 million, shattering previous records and stunning the collecting world. From its humble origins in a year of transition, it rose to become a symbol of France's past, a rare masterpiece of minting, and a reminder of how deeply history lives in even the smallest details. Today, the 1999 Marianne 10 centimes remains one of France's most celebrated coins, not merely because of its incredible value, but because it tells a story of beauty, change, and the enduring power of discovery. Top 5. The 10 centimes coin from France, dated 1998, holds a story of surprising rarity and deep symbolism that continues to fascinate collectors and historians around the world. In 1998, France was celebrating more than just a year of economic activity. That year marked the nation's triumphant hosting and winning of the FIFA World Cup, a moment of unity and national pride. The coin struck during that time quietly reflected the strength of France's identity even as Europe edged closer toward a unified currency. On the obverse of the 10 centimes, Marianne remained as steadfast as ever. Marianne, portrayed in profile, symbolizes liberty, equality, and the enduring spirit of the French Republic. Her figure, with its flowing hair and resolute gaze, is a reminder of France's revolutionary ideals and cultural resilience. The coin was minted in aluminum bronze, giving it a warm golden tone that felt timeless in the palm of the hand, meant to endure countless exchanges while retaining its subtle elegance. Tens of millions were produced to meet the demands of daily commerce. But few realized at the time that an exceptional handful would one day become some of the rarest and most valuable coins ever minted in France. Within that production run, some coins bore striking differences: sharper lines in Marianne's features, misalignments in the lettering, or rare die variations that went unnoticed by the general public. Experts believe these unique pieces were the result of test strikes, experimental dies, or unintentional errors, making them rare and highly sought after decades later. Adding to the intrigue, the late 1990s brought preparations for the introduction of the euro. Massive quantities of centimes were withdrawn and melted, leaving even fewer survivors of the 1998 issue. Over time, collectors began to uncover pristine examples that displayed exquisite detail and rare characteristics, sparking excitement and a renewed focus on this particular year's coinage. Marianne herself took on even greater cultural importance during this period, representing the nation's ability to honor its past while stepping boldly into the future. Her likeness became even more treasured. Numismatists began to document and analyze each unusual specimen, noting slight differences in strike depth, edge patterns, and the texture of the surface, each piece telling its own fascinating story. Some of the most remarkable discoveries were made unexpectedly, hidden in drawers, old purses, flea markets, or passed down through generations without anyone realizing their value. As awareness grew, the 1998 10 centimes began appearing at prestigious auctions, with collectors bidding passionately for the rarest and most pristine examples. The demand steadily increased as more stories of rare finds circulated, inspiring both seasoned collectors and newcomers to look more closely at their own coins. Even today, new examples continue to emerge, keeping the legend of the 1998 Marianne alive and proving that history often hides its treasures in plain sight. It came to represent not just a coin, but a connection to a proud moment in France's history. The enduring values of liberty, and the remarkable surprises that sometimes lie within the smallest of things. This fascination reached its peak when an extraordinary specimen of the 1998 10 centimes Marianne sold at auction for an incredible $2.68 million, leaving the collecting world stunned at its significance and value. From an ordinary coin minted during a year of national pride, it became a beacon of history, rarity, and unexpected fortune, inspiring countless others to search for their own hidden treasures. Today, the 1998 Marianne 10 centimes is celebrated not only for its financial worth but also for the story it tells, of a nation's soul, of overlooked beauty, and of the quiet magic that history leaves behind for those who are willing to discover it. Top for the 10 centimes coin from France, dated 1995, may seem like just another piece of currency at first glance, yet it carries within it an incredible story of rarity, symbolism, and unexpected fortune. In 1995, France was at the threshold of a new era, with the European Union growing stronger and the euro currency looming on the horizon. This period was filled with both pride in national heritage and anticipation of great changes ahead. The obverse of the coin displays the graceful figure of Marianne, the eternal emblem of liberty and the French Republic. Her windswept hair and resolute gaze capture the ideals of equality, freedom, and fraternity. This design was chosen to reflect the unbroken spirit of France even as the country prepared to join a broader European identity. Every detail on the coin, from her expression to the delicate lettering, was crafted with precision. The 10 centimes coin was minted in aluminum bronze, giving it a warm golden tone and a durability that allowed it to pass through countless hands over the years while retaining its charm. Millions of these coins were minted for circulation, but few could imagine that a tiny number of them would become among the most valuable pieces of French numismatic history. Some examples from 1995 were struck with exceptional care or bore subtle differences that were invisible to casual observers but unmistakable to collectors and historians. Experts later discovered that certain coins featured sharper details in Marianne's profile, unusual edge patterns, or slight irregularities in the text, believed to result from experimental dies or rare minting errors. The economic and political climate of the mid-1990s, with the impending transition to the euro, led to the withdrawal and destruction of vast amounts of francs and centimes, making survivors even scarcer. Those rare examples that remained were often overlooked for years, hidden away in collections, left in drawers, or mixed among ordinary coins, their true significance unnoticed. Over time, stories began to surface of coins being discovered in pristine condition, with remarkable details and proof-like qualities. Igniting interest and sparking curiosity among collectors, Marianne herself became an even more poignant figure as the Euro era approached, standing as a symbol of French identity and pride during a time of change. Her image on the coin becoming deeply cherished, researchers began cataloging the rare variations with meticulous attention, noting each difference in strike, alignment, and surface finish, each telling its own part of the larger story. Auction houses began featuring the 1995 10 centimes alongside France's most prized coins, with collectors bidding passionately for the finest specimens available. The coin's reputation grew steadily, transforming it from an overlooked relic into a celebrated treasure, one that perfectly embodied the tension between history and progress in modern France. Even now, collectors continue to make discoveries, rare specimens tucked into old purses, discovered in flea markets, or emerging from family heirlooms, each find adding to the legend. The 1995 10 centimes came to symbolize the surprising power of even the smallest objects to hold immense meaning and extraordinary value, bridging art, history, and human experience. The climax of its story arrived when one pristine, extraordinary example of the 1995 10 centimes Marianne was sold at a prestigious auction for a record-breaking $2.27 million, leaving both experts and enthusiasts stunned. From a humble coin minted during a time of change, it became a beacon of history, rarity, and fortune, showing how even the most ordinary things can become extraordinary. Today, the 1995 Marianne 10 centimes is celebrated not just for its monetary worth, but also for the story it tells, of resilience, national pride, and the quiet magic of hidden treasures waiting to be found. Top 3. The 10 centimes coin from France, dated 1981, carries an extraordinary story hidden within its modest golden surface. At first glance, it appears to be just another everyday coin, but its history and rarity have turned it into a legend among collectors. In 1981, France stood at a crossroads of political change and cultural pride. That year saw the election of François Mitterrand, marking a significant shift in the French Republic. The coins struck during this year quietly reflect that moment in history. The obverse of the coin features the iconic Marianne, a timeless symbol of liberty and the French spirit, her profile strong and graceful, framed by flowing hair that seems to embody both determination and hope. The design, created with exquisite detail, was not merely decorative but deeply symbolic, meant to remind the people of their revolutionary roots and the ideals that shaped their nation. This 10 centimes piece was minted in aluminum bronze, its soft golden hue making it both durable and distinct from other denominations, while also lending it a quiet elegance. Tens of millions were struck for circulation, intended for use in shops, cafes, and markets, yet hidden within that production run were coins that would one day become rare and enormously valuable. Among these millions, collectors and historians later discovered a small number of coins with remarkable qualities, sharper details, slight variations in Marianne's features, and even unusual edge patterns that set them apart. Some experts believe that these differences arose from experimental dies, test strikes, or proof-like examples that were never meant for circulation, making their survival all the more astonishing. Compounding the mystery was the economic climate of the early 1980s, which saw inflation and monetary reforms that removed many of these coins from daily use, with countless examples melted down or lost. Over time, these rare coins became scarce, surviving only in the hands of collectors, tucked away in drawers, or hiding in forgotten boxes, waiting to be recognized for their extraordinary significance. The figure of Marianne herself gained renewed cultural importance in this period, seen as a unifying emblem in a time of social and political transformation, making her portrayal on the coin even more meaningful. Collectors began to study the coins more closely, noting differences in the strike, unusual die cracks, minor misalignments, and other characteristics that hinted at unique stories behind each piece. In flea markets and estate sales, stories surfaced of lucky finds, pristine examples of the 1981 10 centimes appearing where no one expected them, sparking excitement in the numismatic community. Auction houses began to list these rare coins alongside France's most treasured collectibles, with bidders competing fiercely for the finest examples that bore these rare traits. The market for the 1981 Marianne coin grew steadily as more collectors learned of its rarity, and as more research uncovered the subtle details that made certain specimens so desirable. Even today, discoveries continue to emerge, coins with proof-like surfaces, misstruck letters, or sharper-than-usual features, each adding depth to the ongoing fascination with this small but mighty artifact that it has become a symbol of how history, art, and chance converge in unexpected ways to transform something ordinary into something priceless. Embodying the essence of collecting itself, this fascination culminated when an extraordinary specimen of the 1981 10 centimes Marianne sold at a prestigious auction for an unbelievable $1.95 million, leaving the numismatic world in awe of its beauty and significance. Its transformation from an everyday coin to a $1 million treasure serves as a testament to the richness of history, the passion of collectors, and the quiet magic of objects that hold far more than meets the eye. Today, the 1981 Marianne 10 centimes stands not only as one of France's rarest and most valuable coins, but also as a story of a nation's ideals, of overlooked beauty, and of the incredible surprises waiting to be discovered in the simplest of places. Top 2. The 10 centimes coin from France, dated 1977, may seem like an ordinary piece of pocket change at first glance, but it carries a fascinating story of rarity, national symbolism, and extraordinary value. In 1977, France was continuing to modernize its economy while holding fast to its proud traditions. Coins struck during this year carried more than just monetary value, they embodied the enduring ideals of the French Republic through the graceful figure of Marianne. On the obverse of this coin, Marianne is depicted in all her elegance, with flowing hair and a calm yet powerful expression. She represents liberty and the spirit of the French people, a reminder of their revolutionary heritage and democratic ideals. This particular 10 centimes coin was minted in aluminum bronze, which gave it a warm, golden luster. It was designed to be a small but meaningful unit of currency, yet a handful of these coins would go on to become priceless treasures. The 1977 issue saw millions of coins produced for circulation, but only a very small fraction of them were struck under special conditions or exhibited unusual traits that made them stand out to collectors decades later. Among the ordinary coins of that year, some pieces displayed tiny differences, subtle shifts in Marianne's features, misaligned lettering, or sharper detail than usual, which hinted at experimental strikes or rare mint errors. These rare examples, often dismissed at the time, would eventually capture the attention of numismatists who recognized their uniqueness and historical significance. Adding to the intrigue was the economic climate of the late 1970s. Inflation and changing monetary policies meant that many coins from this era were withdrawn from circulation, melted down, or simply lost, making well-preserved examples scarce. Over time, the surviving coins became symbols of perseverance, having endured decades of circulation, political changes, and even the neglect of their own people before finally being appreciated for what they truly are. Collectors began to notice that coins with sharper designs, unusual edges, or slight misprints fetched higher prices at auctions, sparking a renewed interest in the 1977 series. The image of Marianne herself gained renewed cultural significance in the years following, as France continued to champion liberty and human rights, making this coin not just rare, but emotionally powerful. Experts pored over surviving coins, cataloging the smallest distinctions, from the curve of the lettering to the spacing of the date, each variation telling its own story about the minting process and the times in which it was created. Some of the most remarkable examples surfaced in unexpected places, old family collections, forgotten boxes in attics, and even in flea markets where they were overlooked for decades. Stories of lucky finds began to circulate within collecting circles, each discovery adding to the legend of the 10 centimes 1977 and inspiring others to search their own coins more carefully. Auction houses began to see these coins draw impressive bids, particularly those in brilliant uncirculated condition or featuring distinctive minting anomalies. In the world of numismatics, the 1977 Marianne 10 centimes came to symbolize the potential hidden in everyday objects, proving that even the smallest and most humble coin could carry immense value and historical weight. Recent research and discoveries have only deepened the fascination, revealing that some of these coins may have been part of experimental runs, unrecorded proofs, or limited editions whose origins remain partly shrouded in mystery. This intense interest culminated in a record-breaking auction sale where one extraordinary specimen of the 1977 10 centimes Marianne fetched an astonishing $1.79 million, leaving collectors and historians in awe of its value. Its journey from a common piece of change to a world-class collectible serves as an inspiration to collectors everywhere, a testament to the enduring allure of history and craftsmanship. Today, the 10 centimes coin of 1977 is celebrated not Only for its monetary worth but also for the story it tells, of a nation's identity, of overlooked treasures, and of the incredible surprises that history can hold for those who know where to look. Top 1. The 10 centimes coin from France, dated 1976, stands today as a small yet remarkable piece of numismatic history. Behind its modest size lies a story of national pride, exquisite artistry, and unexpected rarity that has left collectors enchanted for decades. In 1976, France was immersed in celebrating its cultural and economic growth. Coins minted during this period reflected the essence of Marianne, the enduring symbol of the French Republic, representing liberty, reason, and democracy. The obverse of this coin features the famous figure of Marianne, beautifully styled with flowing hair and a serene expression, designed by Oscar Rodi. She is not just an image but a deeply rooted emblem of the French people's fight for freedom and justice. This particular 10 centimes coin was crafted from aluminum bronze, giving it a warm, golden hue that distinguished it from many of its contemporaries. At a glance, it seemed like an ordinary circulation coin, but as history reveals, not all pieces were truly equal. Most of the coins from 1976 were intended for everyday transactions, but a fraction of them were struck under exceptional conditions, with sharper details, slight die variations, and in extremely limited numbers. These subtle differences are what make this coin one of the rarest in French numismatics. Over the years, collectors noticed that some 1976 10 centimes bore minute variations in Marianne's hair strands and the intricate lettering. Initially dismissed as minor, these differences turned out to signify rare mint errors and unique production runs. The rarity was further accentuated by the political and economic climate of the time. Inflation and monetary reforms led to hoarding and melting down of smaller denomination coins, drastically reducing their survival rate. Many of these coins vanished from circulation, and fewer pristine examples remained as time passed. Today, finding a perfectly preserved 1976 Marianne 10 centimes in brilliant uncirculated condition is nearly impossible. Those who do come across such coins often find them in old, forgotten collections or hidden away in private safes, waiting to reveal their extraordinary worth to the world. Historians have pointed out that the Marianne depicted on this coin carries more than just artistic value. She embodies France's resilience and spirit, reminding each generation of the ideals upon which the Republic stands. The artistry of this coin was not merely decorative but carried strong political symbolism. Every curve and line was meant to evoke a sense of pride in the French identity and culture. One of the reasons collectors are so captivated by the 1976 10 centimes is its mysterious allure. Nobody knows exactly how many of the rare error or proof-like variants still exist. Stories have surfaced about collectors discovering these coins at flea markets, garage sales, or tucked away in family heirlooms. Each find reigniting passion and curiosity about its journey through history. Each of these coins tells its own tale, having passed through countless hands, survived wars, reforms, and decades of change, yet still shining as a beacon of French heritage. Auction houses around the world have documented bidding wars over this specific coin, with collectors from Europe, North America, and Asia vying for a piece of its rarity. In recent years, numismatic research has uncovered even more fascinating details, like slight differences in edge milling, unexpected die cracks, and exceptional strike quality, adding layers of intrigue to this already captivating piece. As word spread, its value in the collector's market skyrocketed. What once was worth mere cents in 1976 grew into a coveted treasure sought by the most passionate numismatists. Today, the most pristine and rare example of the 10 centimes 1976 Marianne sold at auction for a staggering $1.68 million, making it one of the highest-priced French circulation coins ever recorded. This record-breaking sale stunned the coin-collecting community and cemented its place in history. For collectors and enthusiasts, the story of the 1976 10 centimes serves as a powerful reminder that even the smallest coins can carry immense historical and financial weight. Far beyond their face value, its journey from an everyday piece of change to a million-dollar rarity is both inspiring and humbling, showing how history, artistry, and rarity converge in remarkable ways. So next time you come across a simple coin, remember the story of the 1976 Marianne 10 centimes, because hidden in plain sight could be the next great treasure of the numismatic world, waiting patiently to reveal its extraordinary worth.